Assalamu alaikum. Today we are discussing a very important topic, theme, that is achieving excellence in policy and academic research. This presentation was first prepared in April 2010, more than 12 and a half years ago, and the idea was to guide young and emerging researchers how they can excel, how they can improve their work, that is research, especially policy research. I hope this updated presentation would be helpful for young and emerging researchers. It will also be useful for mid-career researchers, as well as it will have some significance for think tanks and institutions involved in research. When we started working on this theme, this topic, I personally found that many of the things that young and emerging researchers need to focus, need to pay attention to, they are the words and phrases starting with English alphabet of I. So I named it as 12 I's for research. Today I am explaining these 12 I's for you so that these can make some positive difference in the work you do. All other works, they require 2 I's, but in case of research, I would repeat again. This work, excelling in this work, it requires you to have 12 I's that I would be explaining ahead. The first and foremost is interest. We know that no one can have a long-term career, and even it would be difficult to adjust in the short run if interest is not present in this field. Yes, there are some areas and subjects as well as type of activities where someone's interest would evolve, but that too would require a precondition that primary interest should be there. It's only then that you can move ahead in this field. The next is being able to generate ideas for your work. First, when you come across an idea, note it down. Then discuss your idea with the people around you, with your colleagues, even I would say even people in your circle outside your workplace. That would help. And it's not necessary that you would personally take forward an idea that you generate. It is said that ideas have their own wheels. Sometimes it's simply okay to generate an idea and let it float. Just watch and see where it goes from there. But generating an idea is not enough. It's very important, but not enough. You have to take initiative after generating the idea. The next after generating an idea is taking the initiative. It's a key component. Ideas will hardly be useful if you are not able to take initiative at the right time and in the right manner, in the right direction. Initiatives have certain levels. Noting your idea down is the foremost initiative you must not ignore. Apprising your seniors, your people of your idea is also an initiative. Then moving towards the I listed next, that is information gathering, is another form of taking initiative. There may be instances that you come across a certain person who may contribute towards your goals in any way. Networking, contact building is an initiative, so on and so forth. Information is next I. Maximum possible information on the subject you are working on, as well as knowing something about the people who may have this information is very important. Resource persons and access to resource persons is very important for this work. Yes, when we move ahead with some idea, getting information on some idea, we must know that the people we are contacting what are their backgrounds, what are their leanings, how do they present their ideas, how can they be helpful in our work. But of course, we are not talking about probing anybody's personal lives. Well, insightfulness is a necessary ingredient. It's the next I number 5 that I wish to describe for you. It certainly is in one way an extension of the previous I, that is information. But to me, insight means being able to read between the lines. It takes due time and consistent efforts to develop what can be called as insightfulness. Though some of the people, some of the researchers, they may be nature gifted in this regard. Intention, I number 6 is very important. What do you want to achieve from any exercise needs to be clear from the very beginning. What are your objectives? Why are you doing it? Your intent must be straightforward, decent, healthy, and positive. In this work, research, laid-back behavior does not help. Here you need 110% involvement, concentration, even more. Involve yourself fully in your work, that is first. Whatever you plan, whatever and in whichever way you execute it, you must be fully involved in it. You can also involve people around you, team members, even family members. They all have certain qualities, certain strengths that can contribute towards your goals. Even people from outside your immediate circles, they may be of valuable help at times. Innovation is next. Innovate if you have to compete and survive in your field. This is the mantra of the world today. Be it business, be it technology, be it education, or any other field, it implies equally. In this work, research, innovation applies at all the stages, from generating ideas to implementation of ideas to presentation of ideas. What is an innovative idea? When we talk about an innovative idea, we actually mean, in terms of research, we mean focusing on lesser focused subjects, themes, dimensions of the research agenda that dominates around us. And when our research output is ready, we can use many innovative ways of presenting it. Technology has made it possible that we can use so many innovative ways and make our work, presentation of our work, look different and better than others. The next important thing to keep in mind is institutionalization. Institutionalize whatever you perceive, whatever you plan, whatever you execute. This is especially true for people working with research and academic institutions. Individual efforts do carry their own weight. Those are important, but they are bound to multiply and grow manifold if institutionalized. Institutionalization is not only for those who work with some institution, but also those working individually must also consider that which institution can help them, which institution can benefit from their research, and people with exceptional capabilities, they can also consider moving towards building institutions. Of course, as I started by saying, this in no way means undermining progress and development at individual level. At number 10 is incentive. Incentive is very important on part of the institution that involves people in research. This is especially so. But at the same time, incentives vary from person to person. And incentives cannot be measured in monetary and material gains alone. Of course, monetary and material gains are important, but that's not all. For certain individuals, acceptance of their ideas, their initiatives, appreciation of the same, opportunities to present their work, opportunities to get their work published, that too is big incentive. But for some, personal satisfaction alone is an incentive enough. And I have been saying it to young and emerging researchers for long, that you can incentivize yourself. How to incentivize yourself? You have got something published? Take yourself out for a lunch, for a drink. Involve some of the team members, some friends. You will feel good about it. Well, those involved in this field, they know it very well that research is not something to do in isolation. There are interlinkages in the subjects we take up. There are interlinkages of the issues that our countries, groups of countries and the world at large is faced with. So we have to be able to understand those interlinkages and keep them in our view while conducting our research, while presenting our research. And of course, it also implies that must get help from those people who are working in interlinked areas, subjects, and even institutions, even organizations. At number 12, we have put integrity. This is listed here as the last point, but of course it is not the least. I must stress that in this field, research, academic research, policy research, your work should be your work. To start with and to end at, to arrive at. One has to give credit where it is due. And please refrain from using anyone else's credit in any way, in any form. It's only your own work that can take you forward. I hope the listing and explanation of these 12 points would be useful for young and emerging researchers around us. Thank you very much.